Let's try out this one. Ugh. There we go.
Lives in a monochrome world, working from the side through her lonely eyes. It reflects the ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this whole fairy tale alive. Within sorrow's tender embrace, this was never meant to happen. The only reason you have to stay. Hear me sing my song and just keep holding on. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Oh, we will never ever be apart. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside your heart. I am here, would you wanna stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. Oh, all the pain and sadness that you feel. Believe in me, hold me close, don't never let me go. Come and stay with me forever. Magic lives so long as I am here.
Start. Sure. Why would you want 72 save files? Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were two crystals. One was the crystallum Lucius, protected by the ruler of the fairies. The other was the crystallum Tenebraeum, which was washed over by the high leader of the witches. The Lucius was sustained by love, happiness, and joy. The Tenebraeum by fear, anger, and hatred. Fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. They regulated powers of the crystals in order to maintain balance between darkness and light. For there can be no joy without sadness, no courage without fear. The kingdom was at peace for a time. Then one day, a traveling bard decided to write stories, tales of the magic and wonders of the kingdom. He named his stories fairy tales. In fairy tales, the light always emerged victorious, and true love was the usual reward. The fairy tales spread further than could have been predicted. Humans of the kingdom began to believe that fairy tales were true, and the magic of the witches was inherently wicked and cruel. The witches became hated and feared. Eventually, they were hunted like animals. The witch hunt. The high leader of the witches, in all of her anger, created the fairy tale curse. You think we are wicked? So be it. Just as you have taken our happily ever afters, we shall take yours. The witches used the fairy tale curse to attack humans indiscriminately, ultimately throwing the kingdom into chaos and darkness. The ruler of the fairies, the Lucius Bearer, sought to regain peace. But the witches were blind by their hatred for humans, who were responsible for the witch genocide. The terrible war, the Great War, began. Eventually, the Tenebrarum Bearer, the high leader of the witches, was finally defeated. The Tenebrarum was lost, peace was restored, and light once again triumphed. But darkness can never fully disappear. It waits in the shadows, patient for when its time will inevitably return. Contract. Sign here. Lucette. Okay. Prologue. This princess. My name is Lucette Riella Britain, daughter of King Gennaro Britain III. I am the crown princess of the kingdom of Angile. At least, that was who I used to be. But that was before yesterday, when I became a victim of the infamous fairy tale curse. Everyone has forgotten my birthright. Now I am nothing more than a lowly peasant. I feel like I am stuck in a nightmare. But no, this is my reality now. I still have no idea what I must do to break the curse. I close my eyes and remember that day. It had started out like any other day. Have you heard? Another person was cursed. I am on my way to the dining hall for breakfast, when I stop and listen to the sound of hushed voices. There are two maids standing next to each other with brooms in hand. These two are slacking off again. That's terrible. What fairy tale curse was it? They say it was Pinocchio. Pinocchio, the fairy tale with the lying boy whose nose grows longer? That's awful. You know, more and more people have been getting cursed lately. You think those wicked witches are up to something again? I thought the fairy tale curse would stop after you know who was defeated. You two were hired to work, not talk. We're sorry, Your Highness. As can only be expected from the likes of them. Another fairy tale curse. The fairy tale curse started spreading even before the Great War began. I do not have much interest in its effects, even now. After all, most humans probably deserve to get cursed. The victims are weak. And Jelly would be better off without the dead weight. If we're up to Mother, the curse would have been banished from Angeli the instant they fell prey to it. But Mother is not here anymore. And she will not come back, ever. Princess, the King and Queen are waiting in the dining hall. I am on my way. The King, Ophelia, and Rod are all present in the dining hall. Someone is conspicuously missing, but I ignore their absence. Good morning, Lucette. Good morning, Your Majesty. Good morning, Lucette. Lucette. Ophelia. Ophelia Winslow. Every day I wonder why my father, the king, married a lowly baker. She could never be a true king, for she pales in comparison to Mother. I take my seat next to the king and look up at the person sitting opposite me. Rod Benedict Winsenoff, my stepbrother, is bored and quiet as usual. He is 2 years my junior and is the younger of Ophelia's children. He is mute and uses a plush bunny to voice his thoughts. It was apparently given to him by a fairy. He minds his own business and is easy to deal with, but his older sister... My eyes go to the empty seat beside him. She is probably the most infuriating person I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was reading and forgot the time. And here she is. Good morning, dear father, mother. Good morning, Rod. And good morning to you. To you too, Lucette. It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? Amelia... Hold on. Hold on. You know, this doesn't tell me how to pronounce it. Milling? Milling. Milling was enough. Watch older sister and my stepsister. She acts as if we are blood, as if she too were born a princess. As if she could be a crown princess, perhaps steal my place. I will never let that happen. Now that everyone is here, let us begin. Butlers glide inside with silver trays to carefully serve us breakfast. So, Emmeline, you were reading the fairy tale books that the king brought you? Oh yes, there are so many and they are so also wonderful. Thank you so much, Father. I'm happy that you like them. I love them. It's so strange that the library didn't have any of them to begin with. That is because Mother hated them. She had all the books burned. But why? They're such charming stories. Fairy tales mislead humans into believing they can have things they do not deserve. Fame, riches, love, happily ever afters. And when their wishes do not come to fruition exactly as they want them to, the humans blame the witches for granting them in the first place. What are you implying about the witches, Lucette? The atmosphere shifts and the air in the room growing heavy. I continue to eat. Perhaps witches are not responsible for the evil in this world. Perhaps humans are the cause of their own downfall. Have you any idea what you're talking about, child? Witches have caused nothing but pain and suffering to this kingdom. Even now, they still spread the fairy tale curse to our innocent subjects. The truth is, I know very little about the time witches had free reign over... Pardon me. And Gilly? Oh, we'll look this up too. Angile. Okay. Angile. I was very young then. My mother forbade me to leave the palace, sometimes even my room. I knew nothing of the people's supposed pain and suffering. Mother kept me away from everyone, and so I could not bring myself to care. How do you know the curse? How do you know the cursed are innocent? Our people have been toiling day and night to rebuild Angile after the Great War. Our people are the kingdom's foundation, and I am endlessly grateful for their determination and resolve. Every day I wonder what your mother taught you about. Leave Mother out of this. Dear, please. You said, darling, your father didn't mean to. I'm not one of your children, Ophelia. I do not need your sympathy. You said you would show your mother respect. She is not my mother. I set down my fork and knife and stand up. I'm done. Excuse me. My father and I never got on, but our relationship has significantly worsened since he married the baker. My father, the king. It has been 17 years, and I have never felt any love from him. He treats Emmeline and Rod, who only entered a life 1 year ago, like his own children, better than he has ever treated me. This has been my life ever since Mother passed away 4 years ago. Mother was the only one that was there for me when no one else was. If it wasn't for the accident during the Great War, she would still be here. Why the sour face so early in the morning, Princess? Oh my. Let me guess, the king, the queen, or Princess Emmeline. Or is it all of them? I ignore his question. Fritz, what are you doing here so early? I'm running some errands for my father. Fitzgerald Aidan Leverton, son of the highest knight of the Order of Calderia. His father, Sir Alcaster, has served the royal family for many years. Sir Alcaster is one of the knight's most trusted advisors. 3 years ago, Fritz was assigned the honor of becoming my personal knight. His presence is the only company I can tolerate nowadays. You should wait in the throne room then. Thank you. Princess? Yes? You know, I haven't seen you smile once since I met you. Why is that of any importance? Still, I do hope to see you smile one day, Princess. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'll see you at 10. 10? Don't tell me you've forgotten. Forgotten what? You're going to town today, remember? I deflate as the realization dawns upon me. It has been 2 days since the king issued the order. Who said I would like you to accompany Emmeline on one of her town outings. Surely you could send maids with her instead. Pardon me. I would not have requested you to accompany her if I was going to send her with maids. I want you to make an effort to get along with your stepsister. She is your sister, and you will treat her and Rod as if they were your own blood. 2 days from now, you are going to accompany Emmeline outside. It has been 4 years since you last left the palace. Ever since then, you have locked yourself away. You barely leave your room. Angiel was in the grip of war back then, but now the kingdom is safe and back to its former glory. I want you to see how beautiful Angiel really is. Lucette, a princess must know her kingdom. Go with Emmeline. She will show you the town that you only ever see through your windows. Is that in order? If it needs to be. Are we clear? Lucette? Understood. The last time I left the palace was 4 years ago, when the king took me with him to check on the people after the Great War had ended. I shake my head, removing myself from the memory. I am safe here. Pardon me. Princess, are you alright? It won't be that bad. The townsfolk are good people. How can you be so sure? Times have changed. People change. That is precisely the problem. Mother never changed. Mother loved me till the end. Sometimes change is for the better, Princess. I think you'll see that today. If you'll excuse me, I shall see you later. Delora, do you think witches are capable of bringing back the dead? I wish you could talk to me, you and the others. My dolls are my only friends. They are the only ones I can trust. Unlike humans, they would never betray me. They will never hurt me. They have always been there for me. The moment I saw Delora, I knew she was special. She was different, so elegant and realistic, it was almost as if she were breathing. She was a gift from the king on my 17th birthday. I only started receiving dolls from him when Mother passed away. Mother does not believe in birthday celebrations, but every year, at midnight, a letter would appear under my door. It would contain instructions leading me through the palace on an adventure to a room filled with gifts, cakes, and sweets. A child's dream. I'd been fascinated by the dolls, which had always held a little greeting card. A card with the words, I love you on it, signed by M. The card would tell me to keep those celebrations a special secret, but I didn't need to be told that. Mother always found a way to show me she still cared, in her own way. The secret celebrations had stopped as soon as she had disappeared. Yes? Excuse me, Your Highness, the king has requested your presence. This better not be another lecture. Tell him I am on my way. I will see you later, Delora. Oh. Good morning, Your Highness. Sir Mithros? Sir Mithros, the royal advisor. Father trusts him a great deal, just like he does Sir Alcester. Every day you look more and more like your mother. I sometimes find Sir Mithros talking to Mother's portrait when he thinks no one is looking. He must have admired her a lot, but I cannot bring myself to think highly of him. There's something about him that puts me on edge. Are you on your way to see the king? I shall not keep you then. Till our next meeting, dear princess. Your Majesty. Lucette, are you ready? You will enjoy this, Lucette. I heard the toy shop has lovely dolls. This will be good for you. You will get to know your sister better, and you will be able to interact with and learn about the people of Engil, about our subjects. I will not learn anything I do not already know. Why do you always believe that the people around you are incapable of good? Because I have seen how quickly people will betray and manipulate each other to get what they want. Mother warned me about human nature. You did not see clearly, Lucette. If you would only open your eyes, you would be able to see how good people really are. I believe I am already quite capable of seeing the true nature of people. After all, I have seen that there is no good in you. Lucette, Where were you when I needed you 4 years ago? Where have you been ever since? Back then I'd been overflowing with grief and pain. I just lost Mother, my entire world. I'd hoped that maybe then he would have shown me love and compassion. Even just a hug to let me know someone was there. It had been a childish hope. I had been left alone. I did not see him for months. I had barely even heard his voice. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot even trust anyone but yourself. That is what you have taught me, Your Majesty. I know that I've hurt you. I know that there is nothing I could do to atone for what I did. But please, Ophelia and her children are not a part of that. They do not deserve to be hated. In the end, they still matter more to him than I ever did. Lucette, enough. I've already said I will go. Everyone is waiting outside. I shudder at the thought of leaving the palace after so many years. Lucette, it will be okay. How can you be so sure? Thank you for agreeing to accompany... Oh my god. Thank you for agreeing to accompany Emmeline. I will not disobey an order from the king. Excuse me. Hello, how can I help? Eureka! Emmeline, Princess Emmeline, how good to see you. I trail Emmeline, ignoring her as she embraces her friend. I glance around the small shop. The dolls displayed are nowhere near the quality of the ones in my room. I cannot understand why Emmeline insisted she buy gifts for her friends here. I cannot believe I am outside the palace. There's no need to be so tense, Princess. I would never let anything happen to you. Your only job is to relax and enjoy yourself. You ask the impossible of me. There is no need to be formal, Eureka. I'm still the same as I was. Oh yes, Rod's come along as well. It's been a while, Eureka. It's good to see you again too, Rod. And I must introduce you to Her Highness, the Crown Princess Lucette. The look on Eureka's face as she takes a step back from me is all too familiar. Here. My apologies for being so rude, Your Highness. Good morning. Ah! And this is Sir Fitzgerald, Sir Alcester's son. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Oh, you're Sir Fitzgerald? You really are as handsome as Emmeline described in her letters. I'm sorry? Please don't mind her, Sir Fitzgerald. I'm sorry, Emmeline. Right. So, what brings you all the way here? Oh, I'm here to get some toys, gifts for some new friends. Toys from here? Are you sure? Of course I am. I cross my arms. I would prefer we finish this errand as quickly as possible. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, Your Highness. Princess, I can barely breathe in here. I just want to go back to the palace. Good morning. Up until this point, I had always considered Mother to be the fairest beauty in the land. The lady that walks in proves me wrong. Her beauty is mesmerizing and clearly without peer. Everyone in the shop is openly staring. Oh, you're early today, ma'am. I have some important errands to run later today. Are the items ready now? Oh, of course. Let me go and fetch them for you. I'll just be one moment, Emmeline. Why is she smiling at me? Here you are, ma'am. Thank you. Ah, that lady was beautiful. Right? Any girl standing next to her becomes hopelessly ugly by comparison. Who is she? She's new around town. Some say that she is a fairy. A fairy? Fairies have saved Angel from the witches 4 years ago. Everyone considered them our saviors. And yet the fairies are still unable to stop the fairy curse from spreading. Here you go. Thank you so much. No, thank you, Eureka. I hope to drop by again soon. Good. I look forward to seeing you again. I hope to see you again soon as well, Rod. Likewise. Leaving the palace was a bad idea. While I am out, I am the center of attention. Some townsfolk point and stare at me. Most, however, make a point of avoiding me. Like I am the plague. There are some spiteful stares, but thankfully none are nearly as intense as they were 4 years ago. I'm sure the townsfolk are only surprised to see you again after so many years. Right. Fritz and Rod lag behind us, which leaves only Emmeline walking beside me. I cannot decide which is worse, the staring or her company. Oh, Lucette, look! A street performance. It's been so long since I last watched one. Street performance. Good day, everyone. My name is Waltz, and I'm here to spread some happiness and magic. The boy named Waltz snaps his fingers, and colorful petals start to rain down from the sky. Isn't that pretty, Lucette? And are those the princesses over there? It is an honor to have you in my attendance. Please accept this humble gift. He snaps his fingers and white lilies appear in his hand. Oh, thank you. stumbling over my words. The boy looks at me as if expecting some kind of reaction. When he gets nothing from me, he sighs and gives me a wry smile. I hope to see you again during my next show. We'll definitely try. He gracefully bows before moving back to his area to perform more magic tricks for a gathering crowd. There are performers like this all around Angeal. I love them. Maybe someday we'll get to see some musicians too. Those are my favorite. I do not intend to leave the palace again. But you don't like it out here? Rod and I grew up here. I love Angeal. This is my favorite part of the kingdom. I wanted to share this with you, Lucette. I know you didn't really want to come, but you still tagged along. That means a lot to me, so thank you. I did not do this for you. I am only here because the king ordered me to go with you. I just want us to be closer, Lucette. I would like to try to be your friend. I don't want to need your friendship. No matter how you act around me, we are not, and will never be, sisters. I'd take care to remember that if I were you. But Rod suddenly grabs my hand, pulling me away from Emmeline. Stop. He is staring daggers at me. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him angry. Rod, don't let me go. Both of you ought to stay away from me. I feel the heavy atmosphere as I turn to look to the people staring at us. Their expressions mirror the looks of disdain I saw years ago. Anger, disgust, hatred. I begin to walk away. Princess, wait. Don't follow me. Princess. I adjust my cloak, making sure my face is hidden from view. I never should have left the palace. As I walk around, I watch the people bumbling down the streets. So carefree. They work so hard for so little reward. They could work their entire lives and never have a fraction of what I have. And yet, they are happy. And I heard Annis lost her job at the palace. It's true, Crown Princess Lucette made sure the poor girl was fired. I stopped in my tracks at the mention of my name. Not again. Annis? Was that the name of the one maid that tore Dolores' dress? If so, my decision to fire her was justified. The palace maid cannot be clumsy. Why should I tolerate poor performance? What did I do that was so wrong? I know that Annis. Hardworking and big-hearted, very good with medicine. Shame she lost her job so quickly. You know how hard the crown princess is to please. My friend at the palace says she doesn't even smile, only goes around with that cold look on her face. That's probably why they call her the Ice Princess. Ice Princess? So all those times I heard the servants saying that. I'd always suspected they were talking about me. She's the complete opposite of her Princess Emmeline. That child is an angel. We all know she should be crowned princess. Annoyance begins to simmer inside me. I cannot stand hearing any more, so I walk away. Ever since Emmeline entered my life, I am always being compared to her, and now I have become second best. I am Lucette Riella Britain, daughter of King Gennaro Britain III, and the crown princess of the kingdom of Angeal. I am of royal blood. She is nothing. There you are. Princess, you must come back with me. It is getting too late for you to remain outside. Princess, are you alright? Are you hurt? I brush him off and turn away. No need to fuss. Let us return to the palace. Pardon me. Leaving the palace was physically and mentally draining. My bed is welcoming to my unusually heavy body. I turn my head and meet Deloria's glassy gaze from where she sits on my shelf. I left the palace today, Delora. It was the same as all those years ago. Everyone looked at me like I was... What have I ever done to to deserve those looks. How can I be so hated? Ice Princess. I wish Mother was here. I look at the smiling faces of my dolls. At least I still have all of you. I yawn and stretch my arms. Good night, Delora. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Singing, but who? Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I blink my eyes open only to see Dolores sitting right in front of me on my bed. Moonlight spills across her delicate features. How I wonder what you are. Wasn't she on the shelf with all the other dolls when I went to bed? Laura? It's almost time. I pinch my cheeks to make sure I am not dreaming. It hurts. Only 10 minutes before the clock strikes 12. I hope you're ready, Princess. What? My doll just turned into a human. How? Who are you? You know who I am. I've been watching you since the day your father gave me to you. What is happening? I don't think I've ever been so confused in my life. All the answers will come with time, but right now I'm here to give you something, Princess. Is this Cinderella's very own glass slipper? It is beautiful, too beautiful. Then a realization begins to dawn upon me. You're a witch. Smart girl. I knew you'd figure it out eventually. Now it's time to say goodbye to your precious crown. What? Sweet dreams, Cinderella. Can I, like... Pardon me. Save. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop here because I keep stumbling over my words. And I little tiny normal common words I'm just meh. I'm just gonna stop here and continue tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.